So in this first tutorial, we are going to be removing the previous to next buttons from the Flash version of the Storyline course. And for this one, what we're going to need is you're going to need a text editor, and then also I'm going to be using this XML beautifier. So what it's going to do is it's going to unminify my XML, and that's where we're going to be removing those buttons. So just to recap quick, we are removing the previous and next buttons from the review quiz. So like when you go back to review a quiz like this that I submitted, you'll see these extra previous and next buttons. So we want to get rid of those. So what we're going to be doing is opening that storyline file. So we want to open up your storyline folder from the published output, and we want to work on the Flash version first. So what we're going to do is go to the story content, and we want to locate that XML file. So that's where we're going to be removing the buttons. So the XML file is titled frame, and we'll double click to open that if you already have Sublime Text. And as you can see, everything's just jumbled up here. You can tell what everything is, but there's no spaces, so it's very hard to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to copy it, and I want to beautify it so I can read it a little bit better. So what I'll do is paste all that into this XML beautifier, and I'm going to get something easier to read. So as you can see already, it's better to read this way. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to delete my old XML and paste that beautiful XML version in here. And so you can read this a little bit better, and we can go back and reminify it if we need to. It'll make everything run a little tiny bit faster, but for now what we're going to do is we need to identify where the controls are. And there's probably different ways to do this. This is just one way that I found. So I'm going to do this a quick way because I'm not using next and previous default buttons anywhere. I'm just going to delete all of them out. So what I would do is go to find, and I want to find the next buttons and previous buttons. So in this control setting here, I'm going to go ahead and delete that out, and then I'll do the same for the rest of them. So you can see here, anywhere where it says next and previous and under a control, I'm just going to get rid of it. And you can see that they're tied to specific layouts that are coded in here. We didn't create the name of this, it's just default whatever it's created, but you could go ahead and just get rid of them if you're not using them at all, but you could see what layout it's tied to if you go back in and identify that. So let's see, I've got these ones here, and I'll just keep looking down. So there's more here too. And you can see there's other controls in here that we don't even use, but they're still in there just in case you were to use them. And let's make sure I've got all of those. So I think I've gotten everything. So those are all done with. I'm going to go back and retry my quiz. So if I go ahead and replay this, as you can see, everything looks pretty much the same as it was. When I go to submit and then go back, the buttons are gone. So that's what's pretty cool about this. This is just one way to get rid of the buttons in the Flash version of your storyline file.